In this weekend vlog, we're gonna do a lot of fun and games. See what I did there? That's stupid. I f***ing hate that. Hey guys, welcome to another one of my weekend vlogs. It's your girl Laura here from Laura Writes. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Laura. I write young adult fiction. Right now I'm writing young adult horror, and I like to chronicle my journey towards becoming a traditionally published author. Hopefully I'll be making some progress on that this year in 2021, at least getting some querying going. But for now I am zero drafting, which is essentially a rewrite of what used to be a YA contemporary and now it's a horror. I know that sounds like a strange jump there, but if you knew me and how my mind works, it's not that strange. So in this weekend vlog, I am going to be primarily focusing on the fun and games, or the act 2 of zero drafting. But something that I did not realize, and none of y'all told me that I was wrong, but I kept saying like, oh, next is, after the breaking the 2 is the fun and games, fun and games. No, it's not. There's the B story scene. So I realized that this week when I was starting to try to, like, you know, I said I needed to think about what was going to happen in the fun and games, and I realized that I needed the B story. So that's what I kind of did during the week. I don't get as much work. I gotta figure out a way to get more work done during the week. I mostly just do my work on the weekends, which is just not enough time, but there's not enough time for all the things, is there? But I did figure out the B story. I just haven't written it down. I have it figured out in my head, so I'm gonna do that here in a second. I'm gonna get all that out. But I should say, oh, it's Saturday, January 23rd, and it's actually 7:30 p.m. So yeah, I'm starting this vlog a little late, but better late than never. Last night was a weird one for me, as you guys know, struggling with some sleeping issues. I am having a tele appointment with my doctor next week to discuss several things. This will be at the top of the queue of things to discuss. What can we do about my sleeping? Now that I can't take the meds I was. So yeah, so then yesterday I fell asleep not long after, cause I was really tired, even though I got decent sleep the night before. It just hasn't been good. So not long after I got off work yesterday, I fell asleep. So that happens sometimes on Fridays. It's like the week has worn me out. And I thought I'd sleep through the night, but then I woke up at 10:30, and sometimes that happens too, where I just wake up, take my medicine, you know, go to the bathroom and go back to sleep. But then I just couldn't go back to sleep until 6:30 this morning. So haven't done that since I was a lot younger. I don't really stay up all night anymore. But yeah, I did that last night, and it was not something I wanted. So that kind of sucked. So then I slept late today. So then it just got me a late start for the day. So I slept till like 1, and then I had stuff to do, you know. I had to clean, you know, I like to get my cleaning done on the weekends, and Aaron and I had some planning stuff to do, and just, you know, just the regular upkeep of being an adult in life. And so now we just got done fixing dinner, and when I say we, I mean Aaron made the dinner and I kept him company in the kitchen. So that is cooking right now, so I'm gonna try to get a little bit of work done. But on the docket for the weekend is to zero draft the B, almost at the B side, the B story, and then try to get some of the fun and games done. But what I really need to do is I think it's 24, I gotta double check the number, but I think it's 24 scenes. And so what I wanna do is group them together with like higher, what's the word I'm looking for? Like their own little, like, this has like triangles. Am I making sense here? Like, so maybe Aaron's shaking his head no off screen. So basically, okay, if you have like 24, for example, maybe I can get them into 8. So 8 big events that happen. And so there's like a scene leading up to the big event, and then the denouement of that event. And then the next one, you know what I'm saying? Peaks and valleys, people, peaks and valleys. And then that way I can take of those 8, okay, 4 of them need to be like positive and 4 of them need to be negative. Do you see what I'm saying? So that we're balancing them out, and then of those 4 that are positive and the 4 that are negative, 2 need to go to this storyline, 2 need, does that make sense? I'm trying to make this a formula. I'm trying to perform alchemy here, okay? So that's what I'm gonna try to do. I'm also gonna try to like write down all the scenes that I had in the previous version that I want to try to keep in the version. So it's just gonna be like a lot of mind mapping. At least today. And then hopefully if I can get a few of those figured out in the very beginning, I can at least start zero drafting those. But at the very least, I'd like to get them figured out, like outlined by the end of this weekend. So that if I can't start zero drafting the fun and games, then I can at least start doing that moving forward after this weekend. In other news stuff, I do want to read. I have just kind of slacked off. I was like reading a lot, and I'm kind of like going between like 4 different books like I mentioned before, but it's like Riley Sager's Final Girls, Nina Lecouer, Watch Over Me. What else? There was like 2 other ones that I've been reading. Oh, Burn Our Bodies Down by Rory. Where's that? Aaron thought I said Bernard Buddy, but no, it's Burn Our Bodies Down. And then there was a 4th one that I've been kind of reading also. What was it? Oh, I'm listening to The Devouring Grey. So that's where I'm at with those. I'd like to get some more done this weekend on those. I'd like to finish a freaking book. I mean, not by the end of the weekend, but I'd like to finish another book soon. And then also I need to film. I always say like I need to film, and I'm like I never film, but I legit am gonna try to film tomorrow. I want to film my review of the Magic Words and a second video, sit down video that I don't want to say what it's about, but I want to try to film that this weekend if I can. And then I also I want to film some toy videos. I have not filmed a toy video in over a month, and I have like a box of stuff that I've gotten in the last month to do videos on, so I need to do that because I enjoy them and they're fun. But I honestly just been having kind of a hard time filming sit down videos lately. I don't know why, because I don't really have a problem vlogging, but I don't know. But anyway, that's the plan for the weekend. But I am kind of getting a late start on that list because it is 7:30 p.m. But I'm at least going to try to get that B story one done tonight and then start the word vomit about my fun and games section. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And I'm also going to have dinner soon, and maybe I'll give you a sneak little peek of our beefy enchiladas to see how delicious and what a great cook my beautiful, wonderful, talented, smart, supportive husband is. Yeah, that's what we're gonna. Oh, you know what else? Just as a side note, we started watching Designated Survivor. Do any of you guys watch that? We're on the 1st season. That's high octane, man. I don't usually watch shows like that. It's a lot. It's like, whew, you sweat through the whole thing. So, in fact, I think I fell asleep last night. Like, someone was shot. I don't even know if they died. And I don't even think it was a season finale. I think they're just shot in the middle of a season. I think people just get shot on that show, so weird stuff. But yeah, so right now though, I'm going to go work on the B story and I'll be back later. I'm checking back in. It is actually pretty late, 1:05 a.m. So as you saw, I did some writing, some zero drafting, and then I had my dinner, my enchiladas, then I went back to zero drafting, and then so I finished my scene card for the Break Into 2. I did originally do that last week on a piece of paper, but there's just a few minor changes after figuring out some stuff about my B story that I need to go back and fix. So I just went ahead and put it here in my Notion, timeline that I have. So I have the Break Into 2 all filled out, and then my B story all filled out. And then I went to Save the Cat. I'm going over the fun and games, and then I wanted to remember how many scenes, so it's 18 that she has in there that I'm going to try for. And so, sorry, I was doing some math in my head. I shouldn't do that this late at night. Anyway, 18 scenes, and I remember what my midpoint was. My midpoint is what my old, it was just part of the fun and games, but I'm gonna change a few things to make it the midpoint, and there's also gonna be a twist, or like a reversal, or whatever, you know, in that scene as well. So I wanted to figure out if that's a false victory or a false defeat. And then because then I needed to take the 18 scenes and I basically broke them into 6 sets of 3, where like 3 scenes will be connected there'll be 6 big like events or like things that happen in the fun and games. And then I was trying to decide, okay, first I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go back and forth, right? Like something bad, then it builds up to something good, because they want you to ping pong back and forth. So I figured out, like, I wrote down like what scenes, like 1 through 3 would be bad, 4 through 6 good, that kind of stuff. Then I was like, or do I want to do a different order? Because I want it to end on good, going into the midpoint, because my midpoint is a false victory. Spoiler alert, if you ever read this in like 5 years. And so then I was like, well, maybe instead of just going bad, good, bad, good, bad, good, maybe I could go bad, good, 2 bads, and then 2 goods, and then into the midpoint. So anyway, I'm thinking about that. So I was like, well, you know, I really can't answer that until I know what my 6 major events are of the fun and games. And so that's my next step. So I need to do some brainstorming. I need to think about which major events I want to keep from the previous version, and then what major events there's like 1 or 2 that I've come up with once I realized this is going to be a horror that are new. So I basically need to write down all my ideas for like events or like things that can happen, and then I just need to honestly just do some like mind mapping arrows going through different scenarios. So that's what I'm gonna kind of do, I think, a little bit tonight, and then probably into tomorrow. And then I'll get started on, once I get that kind of figured out, I think it'll help me hopefully be able to get some of the fun and games 0 drafted tomorrow. But I at the very least, want to get them outlined. So getting a clear idea of all 18 scenes. So even if I just have the outline, like, oh, this will be at a football game, you know, that's how I'm kind of seeing outlines. So that is the plan for tomorrow. So today, got a lot of stuff done, and I have a good, you know, trajectory for tomorrow, but I do need to film tomorrow. I really want to do it. I've been so slacking on filming, and so I really want to make sure I get that done tomorrow, and so I'm gonna prioritize that, I think, early on in the day, and then get to writing. I don't know, we'll see how I feel in the morning, but right now it's 1 a.m. I feel still pretty awake. I think it's because I slept till, you know, 1 p.m. Vicious cycle. But anyway, I think I'm gonna go lay in bed and read for the rest of the night. I think I'm going to read Burn Our Bodies Down, because I know that has something to do with cornfields, and my book has some stuff with cornfields. So yeah, I'm gonna get into that vibe and go read some Burn Our Bodies Down. Although I don't think the story is anything like mine, but yeah, that's the vibe that I'm feeling. So I'm gonna go to it, and I will talk to you guys in the morning. Hey guys, it's Sunday. Buffy's hitting the, Buffy's currently batting at the tripod. So if it's, stop Buffy. She's trying to like attack it. Yes, I have finally have my weekend uniform on. For those of you who know, you know, if you know. And it is actually, let me get my phone. So it's Sunday the 24th, my brother's 35th anniversary. My brother Matthew's 35th birthday. So if in the off chance he's watching this, which I doubt it, happy birthday, Matthew. It's also, that means it's my half birthday. Halfway to 38. More than halfway to depressing. But it's 7:35 p.m. I know. Why is this the first time I'm filming? Why am I so close to the camera? So many questions already, you guys. Okay, so I have actually been working on the book today, a little bit. And why haven't I filmed? That's such a good question. So I've been kind of like, I don't want to talk about it. So I hate when people like, I actually feel like I'm repeating myself. I know I hate when people do that, but I just wanted to be like honest that I'm kind of going through some family stuff that's just got me a little distracted and a little upset. And I've been trying to not be upset and distracted by it, but that on top of my sleeping issues and just, you know, life, I'm just not completely myself. I'm feeling a little introverted, a little in myself, in my feelings. But I'm trying to push through, carry on, and, you know, vlog. So here I am at 7:30 p.m. and I'm letting you know what's been going on thus far. So last night before bed, I read some of Burn Our Bodies Down. I'm liking it so far. It's a little triggering though, if I'm being completely honest. She has like a messed up relationship with her mother, and though I cannot relate to that kind of relationship because I don't have that kind of relationship with my mother, the relationship with her mother has caused her to feel certain types of way. And although I haven't had that experience, I have had other experiences in my life that have also made me feel that way before, and maybe even now some. And so it's a little triggering. Lacey's playing with Buffy. It's a little triggering to like read someone feeling what you felt before, like really kind of almost dark feelings that, you know. So I think I might take a little break from that one, even though I really want to keep reading it. I just think this weekend in particular, where I'm dealing with other family stuff, it's just not like a good time to be triggered by that. So I might switch to, I think I'm going to switch to Riley Sager tonight, to Final Girls. A little bit of a different vibe. So far today, like I ended last night with trying to figure out the pattern of like good and bad things. And to kind of clarify what I meant by that is I basically want to have 6 pivotal events in the fun and games. 3 of which, just so that things are even in like pacing and they make sense. 3 of which, when she goes about solving or dealing with these issues all in the wrong way. And so you have to have some pull, like some give and pull with it. So 3 of them, she goes about it the wrong way and it solves the problem and like reconfirms her wrong thinking. And then 3 of which doesn't go right and like shows that ultimately this wrong way of going about things is wrong. So, and they're all gonna lead up to a false victory. So, hopefully none of you guys will remember this if you read my book and you're like, wait, I know this is gonna be a false victory. Although, I mean, I feel like it's certain books you just know, you know, if you know, you know. So anyway, so then I started thinking, okay, I was like, okay, now I gotta come up with these 6 events. Which of my previous events in my previous version do I want to repurpose? But then I realized, okay, but I gotta think about the pacing of the whole act 2, because my midpoint turn, well, not my midpoint turn, my climax, is that what it's called? You know what I'm talking about, the, why does it feel like that's not what it's called? I think it's the climax. I'll look in a minute. But you know what I'm talking about, right before the Dark Night of the Soul and all that, you know? Basically leading into the Dark Night of the Soul all happens at a specific time of year. It basically happens on Halloween and the beginning of November, and it has to happen then. And so I need all the fun in the games, and all of the other parts of Act 2 leading up to that to get us to that date. And we are at the end of August when the book starts. So I need to think about, okay, how much time is in between there? So all of September and then all of October. So that's 8 weeks. So if I have 6 events and all these of the fun and games, plus the other things that get me to the Dark Night of the Soul stuff, like I forget the names of the stuff in the second part of Act 2. I swear, everything in this room is just coming alive. Now Buffy's meowing to get out of the room. Aaron's texting me. I think it's Aaron. Because he's in the other room. So let me just try to get this out. So it's not good for my ADHD. I'm like so distracted. Everything's like, oh, over here. So yeah, so now I'm trying to figure out pacing. So what I need to do is figure out how many scenes are going to happen between the midpoint turn all the way up to that like Dark Night of the Soul, that time period. Basically what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to space out, and I know I'm like, I might be overthinking this a little too much, but I also don't think so, because I want the time to pass naturally and the pacing to make sense, and so the timing of things to make sense on a calendar. So it's like, okay, if there are 8 weeks between this and this, and there are X amount of events that have to happen between them, where should I space these out? Because some of them are naturally going to happen right after the other. So I need to find, okay, which ones are going to be really close together, and then how should I space out? And then like, I need to be able to address time when something doesn't happen, but if there's a big chunk of time between, and like what does happen between that. Does that make sense? So it like takes a lot. I need to know what all these markers are, and I don't know, do other people spend this much time thinking about stuff? I would say probably not, but that's what I'm doing, okay? That's what makes me feel comfortable. If you do this much, if you are this extra about figuring out your pacing for Act 2 and when things happen, comment down below. Let me know so I don't feel alone. So anyway, I've created like a little thing in my notebook of like I demarcated, okay, well this is gonna happen at this time period, it's this date, and this is gonna happen at this time period, this date, and I have to have X amount of things between here and here, and I'm trying to space it all out so that when I start thinking my ideas, I can put them on this timeline essentially and figure out the timing between them. I think I've seen people use timelines before. I'm not the first. I mean, I know like Kate has used a timeline before, and I feel like some people have used timelines for like fantasy, epic fantasies, but I don't know how many people are going like this extra on a like horror, contemporary horror, psychological horror type thing. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. So I definitely won't be able to get, obviously, all those scene cards filled out tonight, but I'm getting myself, I'm basically prepping for the prepping, if that makes sense. But not in a way that is procrastinating. It's in a way of helping me figure out, don't try to figure out my brain, y'all. Don't try to figure it out. It is a losing battle. But this is how my brain works. This is what my brain wants to do. So that's what I'm working on right now. So I'm watching a little bit of Australia's Next Top Model, and I am plotting out things on an outline, figuring out what scenes are definitely happening, where on the outline they would happen, and what other things could happen in between, and then trying to figure out from there what big scenes I want to happen in those sections. So that's what I'm doing right now. That's what I go back to doing. And I will update you in a little bit to let you know how it's going. Hey guys, just popping back in for a quick second to show you cake and ice cream. I found a recipe online for a chocolate lava cake in the crock pot, and it looked so good. So I made it this weekend for Aaron and his dad to have while they watch the football game. Yeah, that's the reason. So anyway, I'm gonna take a quick break, have this, and let me let you know how it is. So good. All right, I'm gonna eat this and then get back to it. Hey guys, it's Sunday night, and yeah, this is at a higher angle than I usually film. So kind of throwing me off a little bit. Looks like I'm talking to a security camera up in the corner of my room. So anyway, so I'm officially done working on the book for tonight and for the weekend, and I'm realizing a few things. So first of all, I realized that thinking that I was going to in any way finish any part of the fun and games this weekend in like 2 days was really unrealistic, because though the fun and games is like I want to have like 6 points or like major events of the fun and games, what I'm considering major events, there's still 2 additional scenes for each one of those. That's 18 scenes. Why did I think I was going to completely outline and zero draft 18 scenes in a weekend? I don't know. But I think maybe part of it's because I thought a lot more of my previous version was going to work. And while some of the side scenes still might, when we're talking like the pivotal scenes, when I'm trying to get 6, only 2 of them I've figured are going to work. So I also did figure out the midpoint though. I got the midpoint outlined, and I have one of the all is lost sections figured out, because I was kind of like, I don't know if you can see this, but without, let me make sure there's nothing revelatory on here. No, okay, so I basically put it into squares, right? So it's like filling in the squares once I figured out the dates and when stuff is. So I figured out there's a car ride event and a homecoming event. So that's 2 of the September weeks. And then I have the midpoint, which happens the first week of October. And then I have something that I know is going to happen in the, not All Is Lost, the Dark Night of the Soul. So I actually think I know no I don't. That's in the finale. What am I thinking of? Okay, anyway, so, sorry, Lacey and Buffy are playing again. So anyway, that's what I've gotten figured out. So I figured out 2 of the big events, the midpoint, and one of the Dark Night of the Soul scenes. I have those outlined. But like, that's not a lot. And part of it's because a lot of what I wrote before is not gonna work. So I have to basically come up with new big events. So we're talking like new material, new action, new, I don't know. So it's just gonna take more than like the 2 days. So that's what I'm gonna do this week. This week, I'm gonna spend thinking and jotting things down and talking to Aaron. He's always really good to bounce ideas off of and try to come up with 4 additional big events, I guess, or confrontations to the issue that is both being represented literally and then also figuratively. So there are going to be, I guess, 6 confrontations with that, direct big event confrontations, and I've gotten 2 of those figured out and the midpoint figured out. So I got those outlined. But anyway, that means I need to come up with 4 more confrontations to get through the fun and games, and then I can start, once I get those, then I can start doing the additional 2 scenes for each of those. So we're talking actually probably a couple of weeks of work. I'm hoping, yeah, I thought I was going to be able to get done with this by the end of January, and it's just looking less and less likely. I would like to, I don't even know if I'll be done with fun and games by the end of January. So I'm going to work on that this week, really thinking about it, brainstorming, jotting things down, and hopefully when I come back to you next weekend, I'll have a much clearer idea and trajectory, and hopefully maybe some of these even filled in. Question mark. You'll have to tune back in next weekend to find out. So if you're not already subscribed, please be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can hang out with me again next weekend to find out. But yeah, so I'm a little behind from where I thought, but I feel at the same time that I'm still making really good progress. I think I just am not thinking realistically about how long things take me, and there's also the part of me that like really wants to get this done, and it's maybe kind of being too optimistic. I'm doing way more than I have before, and I'm feeling really good about the progress that I'm making, but it just has to happen in a natural time frame. So yeah, so there's that. Also, I didn't mention earlier, but I also decided, I know I said I was going to film this weekend. I realized that trying to film on the weekend is maybe not the best, and I might need to designate a different day during the week to film, like maybe Tuesday evenings or something, because it's just really hard for me. Like the weekends are the only time that like Aaron and I can work on like any projects around the house. So a lot of times I'm not just like writing and filming. I also have to be like cleaning or organizing or moving stuff or cooking. We like to cook together on the weekends. So there's that. Plus that's when my main time for writing is. And so I might just be asking a lot of my time. Plus I like to just relax at the weekend, you know. A girl works during the week. I think also trying to fit in filming might be a bit much. But ultimately the reason why I didn't film tonight too is I decided I wanted this vlog to go up next instead of a video. So this one's probably gonna be going up like around Tuesday or Wednesday. So what that means is you're going to see this before Thirsty Thursday. So if you don't already join me and you didn't already know, I host a live stream every Thirsty Thursday from 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Sometimes we go a little bit over, but that's the typical time. And I alternate between my channel and my brother Kevin's channel over at Kevin the Writer. So if you're not already subscribed to him, please be sure to do that. But this week is my channel. I'm hosting. So like I said, we just alternate back and forth. And we are having a margarita taco party this Thursday. So I'm very excited for that. And I hope some of you will join us for margaritas and tacos and writing together. So we're gonna do some sprints, we're gonna do some chatting and just nerdy writer socializing, and we're gonna eat tacos and drink margaritas and have a good time. So hopefully I'll see you there. And like I said, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss Margarita Taco Thursday or hanging out with me next weekend. And if you did enjoy hanging out with me this weekend, please be sure to hit the like button. It lets YouTube know that other people might enjoy hanging out with me on the weekends too. And I think that's gonna be it for tonight, guys. Short and sweet weekend, got some progress done. Recapping that, I fleshed out the Breaking It 2 Zero Draft, the B story, outlined some of the fun and games and the midpoints, and yeah, that's all, folks. Slow and steady wins the race. Yeah, hopefully next weekend you'll see some more progress, and yeah, I'm excited to find out my book, Figure Out the Fun and Games, the problems with the premise. It's changed, so we gotta change with it. All right, guys, thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.